going to meet with the Mexican president. I got to tell you, I've argued against that. I argued that they came no matter what. Even under Trump, they just housed them in Mexico. One of the options on the table, politically and literally, is probably housing them or keeping them in Mexico until their process. Gosh, I sound like a Republican, I know.
That's
kind of one of the options. Why would you go to Mexico? I think the executive action that he's suggesting also is sending more troops to the border. Now, the Mexican president's not going to like that, and it depends on where they're stationed, on our side or Mexico's side. But I think I read somewhere where there are about 1,500 being sent, but more need to come, if only for humanitarian aid and organization. I mean, listen, this is a hot mess now. It's been a hot mess, and my goodness, I hate admitting that, but the Democrats can't ignore this anymore. Democrats start with the proposition that these individuals who are coming here have a right to come here legally, and if illegally, giving them a path to citizenship. The Republicans fundamentally disagree with that. They just want to keep them out, which is rooted in a race-based policy simply because they're brown and black people. I don't like saying that, but it feels that way when you want to just keep them out. I still think there's a fundamental difference. I think Democrats look at this as a humanitarian issue and people having a right to citizenship, and I think the Republicans just want to shut the border. When they say border security, they mean keep them out, and there's no way to keep them out unless you invest in the countries that they're coming from and make life better for them, make them safe, give them educational opportunities, job opportunity. But that doesn't mean she doesn't need or deserve to be president of Harvard University. I think you're right about one thing. If the donations dry up or the major contributors start to wane, and they haven't yet, or if they have, Harvard is still sticking with her, then she survives. If she doesn't, she shouldn't be fired because she made a huge error in judgment before the House and made a huge error in not giving the right attribution for some of her publications from 5, 10, 20 years ago.
If you're the board of directors and you're of a corporation and your CEO is driving away customers, there are people now sending back the acceptance letters to Harvard, and you're driving away investors, the donors are running away from Harvard, that board would get rid of the CEO under the reputation.
Why are they still backing her then? If all that's true, and I believe you,
yeah,
okay, why are they still backing her?
There was actually one of them who said it today. That it was a member of the board of directors who said he would take this a lot more seriously if it wasn't aligning with the narrative of the right. That is a problem. Yeah. That's what if board member is saying that, look, this is a serious matter, but since the Republicans are saying
I sit on the board of Morehouse College, right? Okay. And the reality is that once you pick a president, that board is invested with that president. As the president goes, the boards go, because that's our selection, if you will.
Correct.
So you've got to stick with her until you can't. And I think there's circumstances where the board will say, okay, we can't. And that's what we're waiting on. And that's what you're talking about.